I guess I have to show that I'm educated and not educated. So I've posted everything in my memoirs, everything that I've understood and studied. I have to show that I'm not my dad. I have to show that my dad is not training me, that my dad is not doing the work for me, that my dad is not putting this all in my memoirs, that it's me typing it out, that it's me analyzing it and organizing it, but also trying to make it art, trying to make it that I've made mistakes, I've done this, I've done that. I'm trying to show that this feels like China and that we're having some sort of population control right now. I have no idea why I have to repeat myself over and over and over again. Is that medical assisted dying should not be legal. Is we go on about trying to end the stigma of mentally ill people, but then you can kill yourself medically. Yeah, okay. So form everyone and put them in psychiatric wards and say don't commit suicide or you're detained under the Mental Health Act. But then when you go there, all right, you're formed, right? But when it's all of a sudden becoming legal for mental illness. So it's like backwards to me. I'm like so confused by it. I'm pretty angry that people think I'm uneducated about it. I'm pretty angry and tripping up on my words right now. As medical assisted dying is becoming legal for mental illness, you get formed and they say like your life is worth living, and then they kill you and say there's no hope left. There's no hope. You're not curable. And that one of them is for borderline personality disorder, which is what I have. All right? Are we in India? I might not be the smartest woman on the planet, but I know a thing or two about law. I know a thing or two about politics. Is that everybody was brainwashed by the residential school thing. Like everything's like misunderstood still about native politics. Is that there's always conflicting opinions all the time about stuff like, was there graves? Yes, there was probably most likely graves. I understand that there was abuse, but there is like conflicting opinions. Yeah, there's still racism. There's still people that try to defend, is what I've noticed actually with a marriage, but I don't want to get too much into it. That apparently they were okay. Residential schools were okay. It was to teach them like culture. It was to teach them culture, teach them English and stuff about other cultures, but it was ran by the churches. That Ryerson, I think, did it. All right. And sometimes we noticed during the COVID-19 lockdowns is that the provinces were the ones to determine the lockdowns, that the federal government was not determining the lockdowns for like provincial. The federal government goes to like get royal assent from the government of Britain, like the royal family. I don't believe, and this is my understanding, but I'm probably going to Google it yet later, is that the residential schools were provincial and you didn't need royal assent. Right now, there's going to be royal assent on medical assisted dying, and I'm pretty angry because everybody wants me dead is what I feel. And it's on the day of COVID-19. The lockdowns of COVID-19. It's fucking despicable and racist. And I'm pretty angry at the government right now. All right? And I'm creating this like vocalization and rebellion right now. Is that I'm not uneducated at all. And the church system, whatever. Alright? It's not whatever. It is not. That there was stolen culture. Yes, I believe that. There's still a lot of conflicting opinions. And racism does exist somewhat. Alright? I'm not uneducated about it. Is that They're getting royal assent for medical assisted in dying federally right now, which means they're getting the royal family to sign off on this act, which is disturbing. And maybe provincially, there was no royal assent for residential schools. I'm not quite sure. I haven't looked into it too much, but I have to show that I'm uneducated but educated, that I don't know what's going on, and that I'm music and I'm not I'm not a politician. That I'm music, that I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do know what I'm talking about, because I don't want to create too much political sway with me being native and not native, because of the group thought and the narratives that people will start, like fans of mine will start saying, oh, I want to be like Alyssa, I want to be like Alyssa, I want to do homeschooling, I'm going to be like Alyssa, I'm going to be like Britney Spears, okay, then I'm going to do all this homeschooling and I'm going to be famous and stuff, and you know, she's such a like strong victim and empowered and stuff. I want to go through what she went through, and no, I don't want that right now, because I'm creating a rebellion on something disturbing. And I believe that it had to do with a lot of thigh gaps and stuff, and women feeling like they're not loved and having borderline personality disorder, and also the men as well. And it's all like a systemic problem from Hollywood with all this stuff. I've written out some like legal documentation. I've released some files. I've showed anger and abuse. I've shown I'm educated and not educated. I've shown AI and no AI. I've shown my talent. I've shown no talent. I've shown my poetry. I've shown everything. I've shown everything, and I deserve money. I deserve a voice. I deserve the spotlight. Right now, my voice is slowly recovering, and I'm slowly getting better. I'm not psychotic. Right now, I'm showing that I was, and it was sleep deprivation, that I do have bipolar, that I do have borderline personality disorder, and yeah, I'm ugly, but not ugly and all this bullshit. Right now, I want to ban medical assisted in dying. I deserve the spotlight, and I deserve to go angry into the spotlight, because I deserve emotions, that we shouldn't baby-proof the world and be overly sensitive towards every single person, that it's going to be bottled up, and I'll commit harassment because I'm bottling up anger and emotions, that we cannot censor the world. We're not allowed to say fuck on Instagram anymore. It's fucking bullshit. And I'm allowed to be in music. We're allowed emotions. We don't want to go into AI music. We need events. We need hospitality. We need music. We need emotions. We're allowed. We're not going to be overly sensitive and progressive over every single person. Stop baby trapping everyone. Some of this is not hate crime. We're not banning the Bible. We're not banning the Bible. I'm like part colonizer, so I cannot be hypocritical. I have to see kind of like both sides, and I'm showing that I'm in music, and I'm showing that I don't want to create a lot of political sway, so I don't want to say too much out loud. But right now, I have to ban medical assisted in dying, and I do have to vocalize it, and I do have to get a little political. Is that I have to show sensitivity, because there's religion, sexualization, that I would do Judas and Lilith and stuff like that, that it could upset the narrative of like people with fans, that I went to no school and stuff, like consent of school and no school, and I'm kind of showing that as well, that I consented to go to school and then no school. A lot of this is Hollywood, a lot of it is art, a lot of it is music. That's how it is. I never said no one go to school. All right? I never said that. I'm native. I get that. I don't want people to do that when I'm going into the spotlight, that I want to be like Alyssa, blah, 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 blah. I want to be in music. And there's so much to say that I can't even spell it out, and I can't even find the words to describe how disgusted I am. That I'm showing I'm not political and all political, and I want fans and no fans and all of this bullshit. I am angry, and I feel unloved, and I feel like I have no voice. And I feel oppressed and suppressed, because I feel like actually people don't want me in the spotlight, like the governments, because they're worried about group thought and fans and stuff, and education and not education, and showing that my dad is a stock trader, and that I would blow up the world because I have a heartbreak or something, which is bullshit. It's bullshit. Just because my dad is like not native, I'm native or whatever, and he's a stock trader, is that he's conservative and Republican and all of this stuff, and my mom is a native and probably more on the left and stuff like that, and I'm in an economically inclined family. That's why I'm showing I'm not educated, I'm educated and all of that, because I just want to be in music, I just want to be sexy, but I'm showing that I'm a woman and I'm feminist and that I have a brain and that I'm not fully dumb, but I am fully dumb. And honestly, I just want to sing and dance. I don't want to get too much into politics, but I do have to take the approach a certain way to, overcome oppression, to really be sensitive towards the natives, because I don't want to create riots and stuff. I don't want to be dancing to Judas and they kind of know my background a little bit with my mom, or that comes out into the open and leaks, that I dance to Judas and everyone's upset about sexy nun and sexy Judas and sexy Lilith, that everyone's upset, so I try to overcome it by marrying a Catholic and do this. I need to do that a little politically so I can get a fan base and then a not fan base so people wouldn't get too upset with me, because I don't want to cause serious problems and have labels cut me. End of story. Medical assisted in dying should be illegal. And I'm going into the fucking spotlight and causing a rebellion against it.